Hi, guys. My name is Don Jones, and this is By Chance or By God, the only channel for skeptics with an open mind. Do you have doubts about God? Do you have an open mind? Well, if so, this channel is for you. The next 5 minutes could change your life. This episode is episode number 2, and it's called I Can't Lie Anymore. This story took place in the former Soviet Union in a Siberian prison. The central character is a doctor named Boris. He wasn't on the prison staff, he was a prisoner himself. He got to know a fellow prisoner who repeated the Lord's Prayer many times a day, but the prisoner said the Lord's Prayer was such feeling and conviction it had an impact on Boris. Soon after, the praying prisoner was transferred to another prison, and Boris never saw him again. The way I heard it, Boris was forced to sign papers indicating that certain prisoners were healthy enough to work in the prison, even though they would most likely die if they continued to work. Boris's conscience was bothering him more and more as he was forced to continue. He decided that he couldn't lie anymore about this. Boris decided to give his life to God and to not tell any more lies, regardless of the consequences. One day, Boris saw a staff person steal bread from a dying man, and he turned that person into the prison authorities, knowing that he would be punished, most likely killed, for doing this. But he decided that he would rather die for being true to God than continue to do evil in God's sight. He was exploding with his new faith, but there was no one to talk to about the new faith he had found. The only one he could talk to was a man who had recently come out of surgery. This man couldn't talk or move, and Boris didn't know if he could hear him or not. Boris poured out his heart to this man late into the night, telling him about turning to God and what it meant to him. When he was finished, Boris left the room and went to sleep. During the night, he was murdered for his acts of kindness that went against prison policies. If the story ended there, you might think it was a pretty sad story. What Boris didn't know was that the man he was speaking to heard every word that he said, and it had an effect on him also. He also turned to God, also asking for forgiveness. The man's name was Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Solzhenitsyn wrote about his experience in the Russian prison and his conversion to faith. A total of 65 million people died in those Russian gulags. One of his books, The Gulag Archipelago, is considered by some to be the most significant book of the 20th century. It played a role in ending the Soviet Union and demonstrated that God is present, even in the most dire circumstances. So did this happen by chance or by God? Let me know in the comments below. One more thing. Here's a short excerpt from the book. This is from Gulag Archipelago. And it was only when I lay there on rotting prison straw that I sensed within myself the first stirrings of good. Gradually, it was disclosed to me that the line separating good and evil passes not through states, nor between classes, nor between political parties either, but right through every human heart and through all human hearts. The line shifts inside us, it oscillates with the years, and even within hearts overwhelmed by evil, one small bridgehead of good is retained. And even in the best of all hearts, there remains an unuprooted small corner of evil. So here's a follow-up question. Is Solzhenitsyn correct? Is there good and evil in all of us? And is it true that evil resides in human hearts, not in governments, political parties, and other organizations? Thank you for listening.